Has Pluto made a full orbit since its discovery? No, not until 2178. Pluto takes 248 Earth years to complete one trip. Which of these is the world's largest desert? Antarctic desert. Antarctica is a desert because it gets almost no precipitation. Where does lightning strike 300 days a year? Lake Maracaibo. It produces over 1.2 million lightning strikes every year. Which mountain peak is actually closest to space? Mount Chimborazo. Earth's bulge makes Chimborazo closer to space than Everest. What is Europe's only mainland active volcano? Mount Vesuvius. It remains active today, famously burying Pompeii in 79. Where is the deepest known point on Earth? Mariana Trench. Mount Everest could easily fit inside the trench with room to spare. Which planet in our solar system is the hottest? Venus. Venus's dense carbon dioxide atmosphere traps it. Which country spans the most time zones on Earth? France. France uses 12 time zones due to its scattered territory. Which capital is closest to the Arctic Circle? Reykjavik. At 64 degrees north, Reykjavik sits just below the Arctic Circle. Which continent has absolutely no reptiles? Antarctica. Sub-zero temperatures prevent cold-blooded survival. Where is the driest place on Earth? Antarctic dry valleys. Some areas there have not seen water for 2 million years. Which European city is built on 118 islands? Venice, Italy. Venice has no roads, only canals, and is sinking. Which U.S. state is closest to Africa? Maine. Earth's spherical curve makes Maine closest to El Yorf. Which continent has absolutely no active volcanoes? Australia. Australia sits safely in the center of its tectonic plate. Which sea on Earth has no land boundaries? Sargasso Sea. It is defined entirely by 4 ocean currents forming a gyre. Which planet rotates backwards? Venus. A day on Venus is actually longer than its entire year. What is the only rock that floats on water? Pumice. It is filled with trapped gas bubbles, making it lighter than water. Which planet would actually float if placed in water? Saturn. Saturn is mostly made of gas and is less dense than water. Which ocean is actually growing wider every year? The Atlantic Ocean. Tectonic plates pull apart at the mid-Atlantic ridge to expand. Which solar system planet actually rains diamonds? Neptune. Extreme atmospheric pressure crushes methane into solid diamond. What produces most of Earth's oxygen? Oceanic plankton. Marine organisms produce over 50% of our planet's oxygen. Where on Earth is the cleanest air found? Antarctica. Deep ocean currents and icy winds block pollution from reaching. Which European capital is built on 14 islands? Stockholm. Stockholm spans 14 islands connected by over 50 bridges. Which continent is in all 4 hemispheres? Africa. Its land crosses both the equator and prime meridian. Which country contains over 60% of Earth's lakes? Canada. Canada has over 2 million lakes covering 9% of its land. What is Earth's tallest mountain from base to peak? Mauna Kea. Measured from its underwater base, it stands over 33,000. Which ocean is actually shrinking every year? The Pacific Ocean. Subduction zones eat its edges, shrinking it by inches every year.